come in all these videos, puberty for boys is like the miracle of ejaculation.
Oh no, that's the most I've ever made.
And for girls, we're just a yarn ball of aching tubes.
Oh my God.
So, first of all, I'd like to say that Big Loss for me is the craziest show on the air right now with Rick and Morty. And I mean that as a compliment, right?
Yes, I take it as a compliment. Rick and Morty's amazing, so anytime that someone mentions us with them, it's high praise.
For me, my favorite character is the hormone monster. And I would like to know, how do you come up with this idea? Because he's not a bad guy, he's not a good guy, he just wants what he needs.
Yes,
you know?
exactly.
So it's really great.
I think a lot of people can identify with that. The idea came, I created the show with my friend Andrew Goldberg and our Mark Levin and Jennifer Flackett. And one day when we were just beginning the show, we were sort of talking about, and Andrew was saying, Andrew should have this kind of like hormone monster who sort of speaks his urges. And Mark said, well, let's just have a hormone monster. Let's just do that. And then they told me about it, and I immediately said, like, touch yourself, Andrew. And that was it. It was just sort of, right, that's that urge that is sort of seductive and forceful, that is what I think kids start to feel when they're going through puberty.
Are you the puberty fairy?
The fuck did you just call me?
The puberty fairy?
I'm the hormone monster.
How do you do all this? You do almost 6 voices?
I do 4 regular
4
voices
regular,
that
yes.
are the sort of regulars, and then I think I did I don't know how many voices.
But
I did.
sometimes you talk to yourself, right?
Yeah.
And it feels really natural. How do you do it? It's like it's separated?
It depends. I mean, usually we try to record with as many of our cast in the room together so that people can improvise and find new moments. That sort of happens when it's just me. But I like to hear the whole scene. I'll read all the characters that I'm playing in a scene. And then we go back in and you'll get specific line by line, you know, as you would if I were just doing one voice in a scene. But I mean, it's fun. It's fun to be able to play and do all these different things in one scene.
What makes you think you'd be a good candidate for puberty?
Well, I'm almost 13. I've kissed 2 girls, and of course, the old Yellowstone caldera here.
Why do you choose Duke Ellington Ghost, you know, as a divider?
I had visited a house when growing up that he had lived in, and so I always thought it'd be funny to live in a house that was haunted by Duke Ellington. I'm a big jazz fan, and I don't think the Duke Ellington we've created is very much like actual Duke Ellington, who I think was probably more of a gentleman than the Duke Ellington we created. But it seemed like, especially because Nick doesn't have a hormone monster yet of his own as much, that he would have some sort of like surreal character who could give him advice the way that Andrew gets advice from the hormone monster.
I know that many situations in the series are real, right? But the pillow, that's crazy. How can someone tell this out loud, you know?
Yeah, that is based on a good friend of me and Andrew's from middle school who used to have sex with his pillow.
And I was like, Nick, you know, man, I have this pillow. How can someone...
I don't think we knew then. I think it came up later when we were like maybe in our 20s, that our friend was like, oh yeah, I used to have sex with my pillow all the time. And that same guy's gone on to have sex with all types of objects. I think it's just some people are into it. So we didn't know at the time, but as soon as he told us that, you know, I was like, wow. And then when we made the show, it was like, oh, this makes sense. And then the show came out, and we've had a lot of people being like, I used to have sex with my pillow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know.
That's okay, then.
Yeah, everybody's figuring it out.
Do you have any advice for this puberty craziness that you would like to share with us?
Oof. It's a big question. I think the more that you can get to know and like yourself for everything good and bad about you, the better off you'll be. And also, if you're gonna masturbate, like do it in, don't stick like the sock or the tissue or anything under the mattress, because one day someone's gonna move that mattress and find everything. So just like go throw away whatever it is that you use.
Practical advice,
Yeah,
right?
very practical.
Everything's embarrassing.
Everything is so embarrassing.
There's another slit in the back, but that's only for my birthday.
This kid might be a genius.